Okay, I've retreated back into the cabin here because the next step I can do in air conditioning, even though it's almost midnight, I want to be able to do this tonight before putting thermostat housings on. They are OEM, Volvo Penta OEM product. They are the correct part. So what we did just there in the engine room is we took out the coolant temperature sensor right here, and then we took out this 90-degree brass hose barb. So now we're going to prep this. This is pretty gross. The end of this is, I don't know what I'll do with it. I do have acetone right standing by. I also have this pipe thread sealant, extra lubrication on metal pipe threads. We want to prep these so they don't leak. We want to clean out the gunk. I do have a wire brush, so I don't know about this. I guess a wire brush will do this. Okay, so the wire brush wasn't working, so I used a sanding block instead, and that worked really well so far. So that instead of that. The brush in this is hard as a rock. That shouldn't be like that. Use a zip tie. Of course, not screwing in before this turns into a major disaster. Let's see if I can get this off. Jeez. Alright, well, I'm turning into a disaster pretty quickly here. Let's see if this will go in. Then we ought to put acetone in there. Maybe it's the powder coating that got in there. Alright, let's try that. Okay, so before that stuff hardens, I'm going to take acetone and wipe it off. Alright, I'm using acetone and wrapped it in paper towel, and I'm shoving it in there and letting it sit for a couple minutes. Alright, let's try this whole thing again. We'll start with this guy. This stuff is gross now that it's not mixed up very well, but alright, let's try this guy. That red is never was never screwed in there, so it doesn't need to be all the way there. Alright, let's see how this works. Alright, that's about as far as I can get those in. We want this to be facing ultimately this way when we're done. Do this one first. I don't know if that'll go around again or not. We're gonna prep the housing by putting both of the thermostats in there. Okay, that's in there. Where did I put the O-ring? Sneak that O-ring in there. Close. There we go. All right. Do the other one. Okay, I think it's time to get these thermostat housings onto the engine. The thermostat housing itself has a gasket that you need to replace. The old one will be stuck in some ways to the bottom of the thermostat housing, and some of it will be stuck to the engine itself. And I've already gone ahead and removed that, and I used acetone and a scraper. So here's the before, and then here's the after. So now we are able to get that new gasket, place it on the bottom of the thermostat housing, and then line it up with the holes and carefully place it onto the engine before tightening. One thing to note as you're watching me tighten this, that bolt that's closest to the screen on the lower right, you really need an open wrench. I did use an open wrench to actually tighten it more down. Here you see the completed project. Complete in the sense that we have the thermostat housing on and it is secured. Now, you're going to have to wait till another episode until we put the hoses on and check everything else out. And one of the reasons you have to wait is because this took a long time for me to do. So thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe, leave us a comment. Hope you're having a great day. See ya. All right, so I've been working all day to attach all the hoses that I need to attach in both engines. Right now we're ready to check the port engine.